Right, let's do it. Another Monday night. These Monday nights are coming around pretty quick. Another Premier League football review. I hope everyone enjoyed the sport over the weekend. And remember to subscribe, because when we get to 1,000 subscribers, Shane's going to do an episode in his Wonder Woman outfit. Doesn't know that yet, but I thought we could do that for everyone. So subscribe and leave your comments. Anyway, how you doing, Shane? Are you all right, mate?
Not too bad, Tom. Are you all right?
Yeah, no, you're not feeling too clever recently, so you all better now?
All better. I've had me 4 COVID tests each day. I'm COVID free. I was like battered. I had some sort of like don't know what it was, some sort of flu. I thought I had COVID, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like 4 days of COVID testing, COVID free. So fingers crossed, we're all right.
Good to hear, mate. As long as you're good for a Monday night, mate.
Just about, mate. Just about.
All right. So let's get straight into it, mate.
Yeah, busy weekend, wasn't it? So obviously we might as well start off the Chelsea Man City game. I was under the impression after we got walloped by Chelsea last week, and this would be like a walk in the park for Chelsea. Didn't quite work out that way. Was it Chelsea 0, Man City 1? You did go with a 2-0 Chelsea win. I went for a 3-1 Chelsea win. So we both blew it on that one. But what did you think?
Yeah, well, firstly, I don't know why I bothered doing these predictions. Mine are just always awful. But no, I thought Chelsea last few weeks have looked really strong. I think with Lukaku back, banging in the goals, and City, of course, with their track record against Chelsea, I think they've beaten them in the last 3, including the Champions League final. I thought they had their number. There was always going to be a time where City did beat them, obviously, but I didn't think it would be over the weekend. So yeah, a little bit surprised. Little bit of luck with their goal. I think it's a bit of a deflection from Jesus. But Chelsea had a couple of chances. But yeah, a little bit surprised at that result. I thought Chelsea would do it.
Yeah, I think it turned out Man City were quite dominant in that game. Although like Chelsea did have a couple of chances. I think up to a point it was like all Man City. So yeah, definitely was a surprise the way that one turned out. But I'll give it to Man City. Do you mean they've done well to do that? And obviously without a top striker in at the minute, so if they give the 3 points, fantastic for Pep. Then obviously the second game on the agenda was the big game at the Theatre of Dreams, wasn't it? That was not so spectacular, but I had a 1-1 actually, that one. And if Fernandes had put that one in, I would have got the score draw then. You went for a 2-0 Villa, 2-0 Man U.
Yeah.
And I think I can't remember what the actual score was. What was it, Tom?
Aston Villa 1, Manchester United 0.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I did write it down. I couldn't work it out my writing then. But yeah.
Yeah, it must be your recent illness. Do you know what? I think that penalty at the end summed up United's day. He hit that ball. I think it ended up in Villa, but yeah, we didn't look great, and all that hoo-ha over the penalty. Aston Villa had some good chances. Obviously scored from a set play. And he got Solskjaer coming out at the end, but making excuses, having a moan about some decisions. I just think if you're at home at the moment against Aston Villa, they are games that we've got to be thinking, okay, 3 points. When you've got Ronaldo, Fernandes, Pogba, Varane, Maguire, all these, some of them world class, all these talented players, we should be beating Aston Villa, and we didn't have a good day. And I just getting a little bit fed up with this inconsistency. We started well, and we lose to young boys. We lose to West Ham in a cup. Now we're going to lose the league game. Yeah, getting a little bit fed up at the moment. And yeah, that penalty summed up our day. Wasn't a good day at the office. Let's hope we can bounce back this week.
Yeah, I think with the West Ham game, I think they did play like a weakened side, though, didn't they, in the West Ham game? So it wasn't like they played the full strength side in that game. But
I agree, but I think winning, you build that momentum. But yeah, it is what it is. We lost, and we just need to bounce back quickly.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with that's the thing about the Premiership, though, isn't it? I think I was pretty much saying, yeah, well, Man U are shoo-in like for the top 4. They'll be in there fighting with Man City and Chelsea and everyone, but it just goes to show the strength of the Premiership. Even, do you mean and I think that's why we love the Premiership so much. You can't compare it to like the Spanish league or Italian league or French league, because these results, they do come around, don't they? And that wasn't the only shock result of the weekend. We'll probably come across a few of those in a minute. But then you had the Villa-Norwich game, the Everton-Norwich game.
Yeah.
I think both of us had down Everton to win that. Norwich can't get a win from anywhere at the minute, can they? So Everton picked that one up 2-0. You was close with this one. You went for a 2-1 on that result. So you did get a point for that, Tom. But I was bang on the money with a 2-0 prediction for the Everton win as well. But yeah, like you said last week, you've got to start fearing for Norwich already. What, we're 6 games in? Have they won yet?
6 games in, 6 defeats. It is early days, but I think the writing's on the wall. I feel like their manager, they got Daniel Falco, or whatever his name is.
Farker.
He gets them out of the Championship, but it's the same old story. If they want to go down again to the Championship, then they're going the right way about it. Whether they haven't got enough quality, don't know. But yeah, 6 games in, no points, conceding a few goals as well, not scoring many. I think it's going to be the Championship at the end of the season for them, unless they decide to do something now and quickly. But we saw last year, West Brom brought in Sam Allardyce, couldn't turn it around for them. But yeah, no, but a good win for Everton, solid 2-0 clean sheet, so they'll be more than happy with that.
Yeah, I think Norwich just need a bit of strength in the middle of the park. I think they're just a little bit too light at the minute, and like they're open, expansive. It's probably a nice team to watch, but you don't want to watch them lose week in, week out if you're a Norwich fan. But that's the Norwich. Yeah, the Leeds game, that Leeds West Ham. We thought that was going to be sort of like a little spicy game. West Ham run out that one, 2-1 winners. I went for a 3-2 West Ham win. You went for a 2-2 draw, so I think I'll come out on top on that one as well for another result. But that was quite a good game in itself. I think West Ham won it late on at the end. Leeds went 1-up first. That was quite an end-to-end game. I enjoyed the highlights of that game. It was a good game in all, to be honest. But West Ham are still doing their thing. West Ham are picking the points up. They're consistent. They might not be hammering into teams 4-5-0, but Moyes has got them getting the results week in, week out. So, like you said, turned over Man U in the cup game. All right, it was a weakened Man U side, but like you said, momentum is what they've got on their side. And to go to Leeds and get the result, good result for West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham would be happy with that. David Moyes' second spell in charge. I think he's starting to really implement his ability as a top manager. He's got a few signings in now. I think their mentality has completely changed over the last 18 months. Before they go a goal down, not always look like they were even going to come back into it. But now, recently as well, like I say, knocked us out of the cup, builds momentum, beat Leeds. Leeds are not an easy team to beat. So yeah, good result for West Ham.
Yeah. Following that game, we had the Leicester-Burnley game. That was a 2-2 draw. I think Vardy scored an own goal in that. Might have scored a couple of goals himself. Burnley in it 2-2. I went for a 2-0 Leicester win. You went for a 1-1 draw. So you picked up a point there, Tom. Didn't quite get the right score, but you got a point. So
one day,
that wasn't too bad.
One day. Okay. No, I think.
Go on.
I think for both sides, they've had a bit of a not a strange start to the season, but neither of them are sort of putting that much of a great run together. Not loads of consistency. A couple of goals in it for both of them. I think that Leicester, after losing out on top 4 last season, want to start to kick on sooner rather than later. But Burnley are always going to be a difficult side to play against under Sean Dyche. If they've got that sort of mentality, they go to the end. But yeah, no, I thought it'd be 1-1, but yeah, 2-2.
Yeah, take that one. The next game obviously was Watford. That was 1-1 against Newcastle. I went for a 1-0 Watford win, way out on that one. You went for a 2-1 Watford win. So we both went for the same sort of result, but turned out being a 1-1 one. I thought that was a bit of a sort of a nothing game really when I watched that one. Not too much going on, but I don't really expect a lot from Watford and Newcastle. That sort of game is just always going to be, one of those for me. And I think a 1-1 was a fair result in the end, to be honest.
Yeah, I think both teams would look at that game and think, they're games that we want to try and get 3 points. However, neither of them started overly well. It's only 6 games in, so I don't think they'll be panicking too much in a minute. But yeah, 1-1 doesn't surprise me with Newcastle Watford.
No, and I think this game was like the biggest surprise of them all. Obviously, this was the Liverpool-Brentford game. I went for a 2-2 on that one.
Game.
Yeah, I went for a 2-2, so I picked up a point on that one. You went for a 3-1 Liverpool win. Like, you would have pretty much thought that was nailed on. That was nailed on for a Liverpool win there. But I thought it was just like unbelievable from Brentford. Sort of like, it just goes to show if you apply yourself and you give 100%, you've got every opportunity of getting a result in this league. You might not win the game, but you can go toe to toe with someone like Liverpool, and you can match them. And a fantastic result for Brentford, absolutely fantastic. Loved it, really liked that game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They're a team that I feel like they're still full of confidence from last season, coming up from the Championship. It's quite refreshing to see them in the Premiership, and they're not scared to have a go. I think Liverpool would be a little bit concerned that they've conceded 3 goals against Brentford, especially with Van Dijk back in the side. But yeah, top game for Brentford, and yeah, 6 goals in it. So a good game for the neutral as well.
Yeah, brilliant game. Then we had the Southampton Wolves game. Southampton 0, Wolves 1. I went for a 2-1 Southampton win on that one. You went for the draw. Neither of us got that one right. That was a game I thought like Southampton were really unlucky. I think Southampton dominated a lot of that game. They had a lot of chances. Didn't get anything go their way. But who I was pleased for was Raul Jimenez for him getting his goal. Obviously, and that's the first goal he's had since his horrific head injury. So I was quite pleased to see him get off the mark. And it wasn't with his head or anything. It was a good finish. He's got in the box. He's turned someone inside out and put the ball the right hand side of the goalie. So quality finish from Jimenez. But yeah, I was pleased for him to have got his goal. I mean, for all he's gone through and everything. So that was that's what I liked in that game, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think either side are scoring many at the moment, so I don't think it's never going to be a blockbuster. But yeah, fair play to them. They got the result.
Yeah, so might as well finish with the worst game of the weekend, then, wasn't it? So again, lying in bed, not feeling particularly great, and I think if anything, to sort of like pick me up and give me a bit of a tonic would have been a good Tottenham result, and it just didn't go that way. To be honest, I just didn't know what happened. It was sort of like the first half. You play Ndombele in the middle of the park, so he's meant to be a creative player. You've got Dele Alli. I don't know what Dele Alli. I don't know what Dele Alli does anymore. To be honest, I mean, he's got me delirious the way I think about him. And we're trying to play long balls over the top of the midfield. So we're sort of cutting midfield out. It's alarming because you're thinking, what is the pattern of play? What are we trying to do? And it was disappointing to go 3 down that early in the first half. It was just like, well, I mean, you don't go to North London, you don't go into a derby not to put yourself about. And it was just Nuno's come out and said something at the end of the game. He said, "Oh yeah, well, I've made the mistakes. There's decisions I've made were incorrect. I'd like to know what the decisions were for starters. Do you mean don't?" And he's saying, "Well, we'll talk about this behind closed doors." It wasn't a good enough performance. Full stop. Right, Skip come on the second half. We put ourselves about a bit more. Do you know what are we? Are we a counter-attacking team? Are we a low block team? This at the minute, unfortunately, there is no sort of there is no pattern. You can't look at them and say, "Oh, this is what we do. We're aggressive. We're on the front foot." I think we might have the lowest shots in the league. We might have the lowest running in the league. If he has another 2 results like that, he could well be out the door. That's how sort of dangerous it is for Nuno at the end of the day.
Yeah, I feel like you got off to a decent start this season, and it was early days, but you three wins on the bounce, so no one can complain with that. But I think the last couple of weeks, Chelsea battered you, didn't they? And to go 3-0 down at half time against Arsenal, one of the biggest games the season is disappointing. And I don't know, Harry Kane didn't seem like he was at the races either again. I don't know whether he's going to come good. I know sometimes he gets off to a slow start in the season and then starts banging their goals, but I think with this whole move, you know, that he wanted back in the summer didn't happen. It always sort of makes you think, you know, is he fully committed? I know that, you know, I was listening to it earlier, oh, you know, he's not sulking, he's happy, but no one really knows unless you're Harry Kane. But yeah, not a good one, mate. Arsenal, to be fair, they look decent in the first half. They playing some really good football, but then I think you let them.
Yeah, there's too many sort of like possible undercurrents as to what might be going on. Like people saying, "Oh, is Harry?" Like you say, is Harry Kane into it? After this, thinking, to be honest, I would drop Harry Kane and I would go with a front three of Bergwijn, Son, Wara. And I think sometimes when you play with Harry Kane, you play towards Harry Kane, and if Harry Kane's not performing, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. Sometimes I think when you weren't playing the first couple of games, do you mean we're a different outfit? We have to play in a different way and a different style. And part of me is now thinking, like I said, would I've liked to have taken the money from him in the summer, got shot, and moved on? I don't know. He might go in January. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a, you know, it's a difficult one, but it does sort of beg the question. If you've got 140 million for him a couple of, you know, last month, what's that? 3 or 4 players, young players that could, you know, really build something at Tottenham, strengthen the squad, rather than, you know, playing a team to benefit Harry Kane when you've got a player there who's you know, prolific. He's a goal machine, but when he's not on it, whether that's just because, you know, his form's out of window at the moment, or because in the back of his mind he's thinking of City, it's hard to say. But yeah, it did shock me a little bit, that result. I thought, you know, was a perfect opportunity for you to sort of bounce back. But yeah, take nothing away from Arsenal. It was their day. They played some good stuff.
Yeah, I got the right prediction score-wise. I just went the wrong way. I went for a 3-1 Tottenham win. It went 3-1 Arsenal, didn't it? You went for a 1-1 draw, but it was one of those. But yeah, hopefully there's a change in performance and dynamics. I think he's just got to go. Nuno's just got to go and say, right, do you mean? I think we're too used to playing under Pochettino, that style of play, that sort of aggressive on the front foot. Do you mean attacking, running? I think that's what we need at Spurs, and that's what Spurs supporters are used to. I think unless we get that back or start seeing that kind of play, you're going to get a few disgruntled Spurs fans at the end of the day. I'm never going to say Nuno out the door, sack him, but because I'll always back who's ever in there. But there's got to be a change at some point. But we'll just get off of that. We'll forget that even happened, because you know, the good thing about football, Tom, is there's always next weekend.
Well, that is it. That is it.
So what I'd probably like to do now is get your predictions for next weekend. So big games. So I would say the first game to look at will be Man U Everton. Man U at home. What do you reckon the score is going to be?
We need to bounce back. We need to beat Everton. We need to start getting some wins under our belt and start showing consistency. On paper, we are a great side. We need to get it working. I'm going to go 2-1 United.
Tom goes 2-1. I'm going to have to piss on your cornflakes here a little bit. I'm going to go for a 1-0, I think. We're going to go 1-0.
1-0, all right, mate.
Next one, Burnley-Norwich. Norwich can't get a win for Jack against Burnley. Burnley at home.
Burnley at home, never. But what, Burnley are at home?
Burnley are at home to Norwich, yeah.
Yeah. I'll go 2-0 Burnley. Not an easy place to go.
Yeah, I'll go 1-0 on that one. Chelsea-Southampton. Chelsea bounce back from Man City at home to Southampton.
2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah. I'll go for 2-1 Chelsea. Leeds-Watford. Leeds at home.
Oh, that's...
Goals in that one, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think there could be a few little goals there. But I don't know. 2-1 Leeds. 2-1 Leeds.
2-1 Leeds. Let's go for a 2-all that one. Wolves, Newcastle. Wolves at home. Newcastle still struggling.
Do you know what? I'm going to go 0-0.
0-0.
I ain't gone with a 0-0 yet.
I don't think we've had a 0-0.
We haven't had a 0-0.
As yet.
0-0.
Wolves, Newcastle. Yeah, let's go Wolves. Jimenez is on firing now. 2-0 Wolves. Brighton, Arsenal. Brighton bring Arsenal back down to earth with a bang.
Hope so. I'll go 2-2.
2-2. I'm going Brighton, 2-1 win. Come on, you Seagulls. Then we've got the Palace Leicester. Palace at home.
Well, I reckon that'd be a decent game, you know. And that's probably got goals in it. I'll go 3-3.
3-3. Let's go 2-1 Leicester for that one. Okay. Away win. Bloody hell. Spurs Villa. Right, I'm going for a 3-1, Tom. I'm going to jump the gun here. I'm going for 3-1 Spurs this time.
3-1.
3-1 against the Villa.
Oh, do you know what? Villa are looking solid. I reckon I'd do you 2-1.
If they play anything like they played against Man U, they're batter us. So yeah, 2-1. 2-1 for Tom. London Derby, West Ham Brentford.
Be a good game, but I fancy West Ham. I think it'll be 2-1 West Ham.
Yeah. Go West Ham. Brentford will score. I think they may even score 2. Let's go 3-2 West Ham. Big game. Liverpool Man City.
Massive game.
At Liverpool.
At Liverpool, big game. Do you know what? That's a difficult one to call. I'm thinking 2-2. But yeah, I'll go 2-2, yeah. I'll probably be completely wrong. Probably be 0-0.
2-2 Liverpool at home, Man City.
It's one of those games though, like massive build up. But yeah, probably be an absolute flop.
2-1 Liverpool, I'll go for that one.
Okay, mate.
2-1. That's pretty much the roundup of the review from last weekend. Also the predictions for the week to come.
Perfect.
Obviously, anyone out there who's got your predictions, think they can get better predictions than me and Tom, you're more than welcome to leave them in the comments. Even if you just want to predict the Man U Everton game and the Spurs Villa game, if you want to just tell us how wrong we are, just put them in there if you want to.
Absolutely. We normally do 3 picks of the week, sporting moments, regardless of the sport, that sort of stood out for us personally over the last sort of week or so. We're not doing that today because we did a piece on Anthony Joshua losing his second fight at the weekend against Usyk. So if you like your boxing, the video will be on the channel the time this one is on as well. And thanks to everyone for watching recently, all the new subscribers. If you are new to the channel, it's a sports podcast, predominantly football and boxing. So if you like either of those sports, we're going to have some guests on as well. We've done an interview of a former gambling addict that's been in prison multiple times, and it's a really interesting story. So if you like that sort of stuff, then just keep an eye on the channel. But yeah, until next time, we'll see you on the next one. Anything else you want to add, Shane?
We've touched on everything, Tomo. Just going to say pleasure as usual, Tomo, being with you on a Monday night.
Mate, three videos tonight. Three videos tonight. 3 videos,
yeah. It's a long old night, long old slog, but it's always worth it, Tom. Love it. Love doing the work with you, Tom.
Thank you very much. And yeah, and we are by no means sort of experts, but what we are is 2 blokes that have a passion for sport and don't mind having their say. So yeah, all right then, everyone. We will see you on the next one. Shane, glad you're feeling better, and have a great evening. What's left of it.
Pleasure, Tomo. Ladies, mate.
See you later, mate.